Hey guys, this is Harnoor studying in Georgia State University, Atlanta.
Hey guys, this is Karthik from IIT Delhi.
And this video is going to be the comparison of studying in America versus studying in IIT. So let's get started. So let's start with the stress level, and I'm not sure how do you handle stress, or is it stressful environment in IITs or not?
Yeah, it's true. The stress level at IIT is there, okay, and many of the students there at IIT are facing stress problem because, the thing is, most of the students at IIT are not having a good CGPA, like they fall under 6 to 8.5, and so the students who are performing extremely well, you can consider them that they are not having any stress, but the students who have like low CGPA, they are under stress because they think that because of their low CGPA, they won't be able to get a good job. And like this is not like applicable to every person, but as of now, to whom I have met and like whosoever I have met who say like I'm stressed, they are the one like who have low CGPA. Like I think the CGPA is the only factor why students at IIT are stressed. There may be some other factors like love relationships or all, but I have never met anybody who like was in stress because of that. But like so,
Okay, but in US, I mean, suicides are common everywhere. I mean, suicides happen here as well because of bad grades. But
yeah,
most of the cases, people aren't stressed out at all, and they're pretty chill. And in our school, apparently there are less exams and more homeworks, more projects. So that's why pretty much people interact with each other in teams, groups, and that's how they solve the problem. So that's why they pretty much enjoy working as a group more than preparing for exams, and that's why professors also listen to their students and they have reduced the number of exams, and that's why we pretty much enjoy. And I think I have never
yeah,
seen anyone in stress lately, and I've never seen any suicide case here, but I definitely read suicide cases in America as well. But yes, there is way less stress as compared to in India, and I have felt the comparison when I switched from high school to the undergrad degree in America.
okay, yeah. Like, but the IIT this is the main factor, like getting
Mhm.
low grades and because of low CGPA, like people are like under stress. Like this is like what happened there.
Wow. Okay. So now let's move on with the practical knowledge gained by the students. And in America, we have all the resources we need. We get to practice what we learn in theory the next day or in the next lab in computer science especially, and that's pretty good. And that's the reason we do not forget our concepts, and that's why we enjoy learning a lot more as well. And what about in IITs?
And at IITs, like if you compare the practical knowledge with the other universities in India, then IIT is like far better than that. With the other universities, I'm not comparing like each and every university, but I'm like pointing towards the large majority of the universities in India. Okay, but if you compare it with the United States, then like the practical knowledge like would be compatible or would be competitive for that, but um, I don't know, like because I've never been to any university and in their lab because so I can't say much about that. And like the practical knowledge, like we can't like in the courses, it's not like the very next day we get the hands-on experience on what we have learned in the class. But yeah, we do get to have a hand-on experience on the things which we learn in the class later on, like in between the course. Yeah. So
Pretty
the
cool.
practical knowledge at IIT is pretty well,
Hmm.
and yeah, I good.
Hmm. And what about homeworks? Because in US we pretty much get homeworks pretty much every week, and that's the reason we have more practical knowledge because we practice that knowledge in homeworks, labs, assignments, projects. And I think it's pretty much the same in IITs as well, right?
Yeah, pretty much the same in IIT also. Like the homeworks are very rigorous. Okay, like
Hmm.
it will take even a week to for you to solve that. Like
Hmm.
they take tutorials classes to help you to sort out some problems in the
Hmm.
homeworks and all that. So like yeah, we do get the homeworks in at IIT, and those homeworks are like really rigorous.
Okay. And does everything count towards your grade? I mean, is it just the project that counts towards your grade, or is it everything? Attendance, projects, homeworks? Hmm.
Like I have heard that at US universities, almost 50% of the weightage, or like almost like 30-40% of the weightage, are counted by those homeworks and P sets and all that. But at
Correct.
IIT, it's not the case. Like at IIT, like those have only weightage of 10 or 20%. So like majority of the marks comes from the minors exam and major exam. So like the homework count as exam. They are just to uh, let you know about the subject and to like with the help of those homeworks we score well in the minors exam. Okay, so like they are just to help get score in minors exams.
Okay. Okay.
That's it. That's it.
I think that's the bad point where IITs lacked, and I think that should be changed pretty soon. It's not a big deal. Yep. And how about career fairs and job opportunities work in IITs? How do students get hired at companies?
Yeah, actually, the student at IIT totally rely on the system of TNP.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they like even in their 4 year journey, they prepare to get a good job through TNP. Like very less number of students apply for offline jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so and as you all know, like the job offers at IIT are very good in comparison to what other universities are getting. Like
Mm-hmm.
and if you have skills and like you have prepared well during your stay at IIT, you will definitely get a job and a high paid salary job you will definitely get.
Wow. And what about getting jobs in US? Because I have seen lots of IITs here in America. Yep.
Yeah,
As you
I
already know that Sundar Pichai was from IIT Kharagpur, so I've already seen many IITs.
yeah actually like I've been to Johns Hopkins University for 45 days,
Mm-hmm.
and during my stay in the lab, an American came here and said like, hey, meet Mr. Karthik. You know he's from India and he's an IITian. So like
Wow.
even the Americans here know about the like value of IIT. So like
Wow.
it's like it seems pretty well, and yeah, like IIT do have very good respect even in the world also.
Wow.
Like,
That's
not
mind blowing.
not just in India, like even in USA, people like do give some respect to you if you are an IITian.
Wow, that's amazing. And here in America, we pretty much get hired via career fairs, and we also apply offline and also online. And we have around 100 to 200 companies coming in career fairs. We do not have that many campus placements because 90% of the students get jobs by applying elsewhere. For example, at GSU, some companies might not show up. Some companies like Apple comes once in a year to GSU to hire students, and that's the reason many students apply online and they go to pretty much Apple career services online, and they apply online and they pretty much get in and they clear the interview. So it's
Okay.
different. And while hiring students, they not just look at your grades, they look at the projects you have done, they look at the extracurriculars you have done, the awards you have won, and a lot more. So it's not just about your grades. And people, even with like low GPAs, like 2.5 out of 4, that's considered the worst GPA ever, get hired as a software engineer as well. So that's pretty good. So if you are not performing well in your classes, and if you are performing well in your projects and extracurriculars, you can still get a job here in America. And what about in IDs? I mean, do they just look at your CGPA or anything else as well?
It's pretty much the same,
Mm-hmm.
but still I would say like there are some companies who will like even like they don't even consider like they don't even see your CGPA, like because of the very first line they will see your GPA and they won't go for. Okay, so many of the companies do shortlist you on the basis of your CGPA, but like still there are some good companies who really don't care for your CGPA and they just care for what you have done in your 4 years, like
Wow.
what kind of projects you have done and what kind of person you are actually, like your extracurriculars, and like even they will like see your communication skill also in the interview. So like it's pretty much the same like what happens in United States.
Yeah, I mean, there are companies here as well. They have a cutoff for 3.5 GPA out of 4. But in most of the scenarios, they want to know what you are in person, and grade is just a number that is considered here. So that's
Yeah,
pretty
like
cool.
it's pretty much the same here also.
Awesome. Yep.
Like
Nice.
like the new this startup boom. Many of the startup are coming to IIT and they really don't care for your CGPA, like really, and they just take you hire you if you know skill and if you know like the stuff, okay, what they're looking for, and they will like definitely hire you for that. Like even
That's
like
pretty cool.
I have heard like the student who have just had a CGPA of 5, they got a package of 20 lakhs per annum, which is like pretty good in India.
Wow.
So like for them it
So-
really doesn't matter.
Wow, amazing. And that's a really good salary. Yep. So now let's talk about the opportunity to graduate early. And as you guys know that I'm graduating in 3 years instead of 4 years. And yes, bachelor's in US is for 4 years, and I am graduating early because of some AP credits, and also I took 7 classes in some semesters instead of just 5. And what about there in IITs? Do you have that opportunity?
Yeah, actually, I don't know whether IIT gives you a degree before 4 years of your program, but
Mm-hmm.
I do know that IIT gives you an opportunity to complete your all credits before time. Like I know personally some people who have completed their all credits in like just after their seventh semester, and their eighth semester was totally free. But I really apologize. I don't know like whether IIT gives you the degree just after that or not. But like you can complete your all credits before seventh semester or maybe because of sixth semester if you have like if you were so consistent with your number of credits taking in a semester.
Okay. And I haven't seen anyone from IIT graduating in less than 4 years, so that should be improved soon. Yep.
That's what I'm saying now. Like you can complete your credits before
Mm-hmm.
4 years. Like in seventh semester, you can complete your credits. But I don't know whether IIT provide you some statement
Degree.
or some that he can apply to somewhere else, or like he is now graduated. Like I don't know about that. But yes,
Mm-hmm.
you can complete your credits in seventh semester or sixth semester like that.
That's pretty cool. Okay. Now let's talk about grading. So how grading works, and here it is pretty much very well known that maximum GPA you can get is 4 out of 4, and 4 is A, 3 is B, 2 is C, and below 70 it's failure. You cannot get below 70, and that means you will have to take that class again. So what about there in IITs?
At IIT, this thing like never existed and never exists. Like at IIT, there's no concept like 90 plus, 80 plus, and 70 plus. Most of the classes, the grading is totally relative. So like that implies that the professors just have limited number of A's and limited number of B's. So like in the end of the course, they just make a descending order of list of marks of the people, and then they like assign grades according to that. Like if he wants to give first 15 A's, for like after that the further 10 students B, and then after that C, and then all that. This relative marking is so worse that like I done a course named ELL 231 and in that course the passing marks was just 6 marks out of 100. Okay,
Oh.
so like you can think like how rigorous that course would be. That you like even the student who have just scored 6 marks out of 100 is like considered to be passed.
Oh my
And
God.
I don't think the highest marks of the course was 15. So it also happens. Like these type of things happens at IIT.
Wow. But on the other hand, in America, I have seen in the worst scenario, the average of class like 70 and highest still in 90s. And once again, they curve. The marking is relative here in America as well. So they curve. For example, if highest is 90 and the average is 70, they might curve you to 10 points so that the highest becomes 100 and then the average becomes 80, something like that happens. So that's kind of reduces the stress level here in America. But after what you told me that 6 was the passing marks, that seems pretty stressful.
It's not like happens in every course, but
Mm-hmm.
like there are some courses at IIT which are so tough, and the professor and courses also like the toughness of the courses also depends on the professor, because at IIT like each and every professor has a right to make his syllabus on his own, but like he can teach you like whatever he wants to teach you. Okay, and the kind of the toughness of the exam is also like not monitored. Like he can exam like as much stuff as he wants or like that. So it's like.
Mm-hmm. Now let's talk about the opportunity to learn the latest, greatest technology. For example, here in America, if I want to learn latest Java and then I have the resources, I can pretty much learn. And in some cases, teachers also ask you, professors also ask you that if you want to learn this pretty much new concept introduced in Java 10 or not. And that's pretty cool because we have the right to say, because that's democracy. And also in my machine learning class, our professor asked us whether you want to learn neural networks or PCA. So we chose obviously neural networks. So that was pretty cool. What about there in IITs?
Yeah, actually, the IIT at IITs, each and every course is already up to date. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you're going to learn Java, like Java is actually an old language. So like at IIT, like if you're going to learn machine learning, then you can expect learn like reading some research papers in the course. Okay,
Mhm.
so that implies that the professor cares for the new technologies and what actually happening in the world right now. That's why he is giving you research to read research paper in the homeworks. So like yeah, like don't worry, like you will get to learn the new stuff at IIT. Don't worry about that. And the only problem which you will face at IIT is the courses are very rigorous. Okay, and yeah, that's what I would like to say about that.
Wow, pretty cool. I have apparently heard that the electrical and computer science department of IIT Delhi is in top hundreds, even top 50s, and it is better than some of the US universities. Would you like to add on that?
Yeah, like the Department of Electrical Engineering and Department of Computer Science of IIT Delhi are like best in the world. Like yeah, you can consider them to be top 50. Like the year I joined IIT Delhi as my major is in electrical engineering. So at that year, the IIT Delhi electrical department was at 45th number in the world. And like after that, then the next year I think it jumps to 39th, I think. Yeah. And same with the computer science also. Like the computer science department of IIT Delhi are known to be like in the top 50 of the world. So, and while you stay at IIT, you also feel that because like you student like are afraid of taking the courses of these two departments. So like these two departments at IITs are like very well. No, I'm not saying like the other departments are not good. Other departments are also very good, like the mechanical one, like the mechanical, the biotechnology, even the textile. Like all departments at IITs are very good, but actually I have never taken any course of those departments, so I can't comment on that. But I've taken the course of electrical engineering and the computer science department, so like I know like pretty much about that, like what how they are performing and like like how they are.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Now, last but not the least, I also want to talk about living standards. So, I mean, quality of living is pretty good here, but the problem is that I have to cook my own food because food is very, very expensive. So, my monthly expenses are like $200 on food only. So, what about there in IITs?
At IITs, the living is pretty cheap. Like the first thing is like we are living in campus, and I think you are living off campus.
Yeah, I'm living on, but I'm very close to campus. I'm like 10-minute walk away, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, so like we are living in campus, and the living is very cheap. Like I think we are just paying 5,000 rupees per semester for our living.
Wow.
So we have joined the mess, so we don't have to worry about our own food. So we got cooked food
Wow.
at
You're lucky.
on time. So yep.
And how's the food? Is it delicious?
No, not delicious. Yeah, like that I don't have to comment on because every Indian know how we get food on.
Okay, but
Mess.
is it edible at least, right? It is edible.
I would say that it's clean, like it's hygiene, but when we talk about the taste, like it's not tasty. So,
Okay.
like,
Okay,
it matters,
that's pretty.
like food should be tasty, like it matters for us, but fortunately it's not.
That's pretty cool, but still you have cooked food, so that's what you have advantage over. So now the conclusion is that IITs lack in relieving stress of the students. So that means that in IITs the stress level is quite high as compared to here in America, because as you guys know that we have more projects as compared to exams. And what we lack is we have to cook food on our own, and we don't have a mess. So so I mean that's a little bit struggle, but still I am pretty much able to cook healthy food, and so it's not that much of a deal. But in the beginning I was struggling to cook food every day. So that's pretty much it, and it was very nice to have you on our channel. Thank you so much for the valuable knowledge.
Okay.
Uh-huh. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
Bye guys.
Bye. Yep. And last question, खाना कैसे बनाते हो? वो बड़ा interesting लग रहा है मुझे.
मैस है वो तो खाना बनता ही नहीं है मैस है.
वही. Okay. एक बड़ा अच्छा पॉइंट है, मैं सीधा बोलता हूँ. आप सीधा आपको आंसर आता ही है, ठीक है?